And I think she has it on the speaker, not on the headphones.
Well, I don't know.
It's in.
It's been in.
Is that the one?
This is the one plugging with the old one unless she put it on backwards. Did you put it on backwards?
Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered, the real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
Good evening. Good evening. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome to another edition of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday on this, hump day. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Those of you that are tuning in for the first time on my guest's behalf, welcome to the show. This is, again, my name is Bumper Gomez, and I do this show, Wacky Wednesday. I do this show every single Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., and it's a podcast, and we talk about anything and everything. I've had guests from all walks of life, and this one, it didn't fall in my lap, but it fell in my lap, if that makes any sense. I was talking to a promoter, and he's like, "Hey, man, I have this artist. Check out her music," and I checked out the music, the video, and everything was pretty. I was like, "Oh, okay," and it's one of those. How do I put it? She's not new. I think she's been in the business for a long time, but now she's coming to light. So tonight, my guest is going to be none other than Miss. If I can fix it right. Give me a second, Rose. I'm being a rookie here.
It's okay.
I got to get this picture off. Here we go. Hold on. We'll get it. I promise we'll get it. I just got to switch them now. There we go. All right. Rose, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hi. Thank you. I'm so honored. I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm so honored to be on your show tonight, and thank you very much. Yay!
Yeah, no, it's my honor. It's my honor as well. As we were talking off air, you are my first female music artist. I mean, I wouldn't even label you Tejano, you know what I mean? But you're my first female artist that I've had on the show, and there's many, many more to come for sure. Already in the works, just working on getting them on the right date. But the reason that we're remote and we're not here, you're not live in the studio, is because Miss Rose Elva is all the way remoted in from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That would have been a trip, Miss Rose. Definitely would have been a trip just to come do a Wacky Wednesday interview. So thank God for technology. And, we get to sit down and relax with you for a little bit and get to know who Rose Elva is and what's going on. You are in the land of the, what's the New Mexico saying? The land of enchantment or something like that, no?
That's right. That's correct. We are from Nuevo Mexico. Saludos a todos.
There you go.
It's an honor to be on your show. The question is también, is it red or green? Our chilies.
you know, Rose, the chilies, I can't. I visited the New Mexico State Police when I was active duty. Right before I got out of the Marine Corps, I was going around and looking for places that could hire wounded warriors. And the New Mexico State Police Department, there, I think it's in Albuquerque. They offered to fly me out there, and I went out there and check out their stuff. And I had never been to New Mexico other than Las Cruces. It's usually at nighttime, and I'm driving to California or driving from California to Texas. You know, but man, when the sun came up, oh my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful place, man. New Mexico, the scenery is just amazing. The sunrises, the sunsets. I don't know that I've been around the world a few times, and they're up there. They're up there with some of the most beautifulest ones I've ever seen. You know, are you born and raised there in New Mexico, Rose?
Yes, I am. I'm from Nuevo Mexico. I grew up in un ranchito from southeast New Mexico. So I was born and raised on a farm.
Sí,
Yes.
señor, sí soy de rancho. That's your song, right?
Sí, soy de rancho.
There you go.
I love animals, and you know, I have several pets. Y I grew up in a small town in southeast New Mexico, and then ya después nos fuimos to Albuquerque y toda la familia está allá. Every one of my band members, they're good friends, and also son mis hermanos. We're a family-oriented band.
Wow. So are all the band members from Albuquerque?
Son, they are.
Wow. That's very rare. You know, I've seen artists from out of state, and it's usually like, well, no, I wouldn't say rare, because I have some friends that have some groups in Florida, and they're all Floridians. It'd be kind of hard to have a bass player in the Valley, and you know, you'd be from Miami or something. You know what I mean? So, but here's the thing. The thing is that you're from New Mexico, man, and you love la música tejana. So right away, when you hear Tejano music, it's, you know, associated with our state of Texas. But I love the fact that it has creeped, it has bled through the borders, and has been part of, you know, not just our culture here in Texas, but, you know, to hear that it's in New Mexico is amazing. You know what I mean?
That's right. I grew up in both worlds. I grew up hearing Tejano and also New Mexico music también, y también regional mexicano también, because of my parents. Both of my parents came from Mexico, and they established themselves here in the 1930s in Nuevo Mexico. Y and then the música tejana, they've always loved the música tejana, my parents y todo, y no, pues we've been at it, y gozando de la música, y te digo, soy de Nuevo México, está en mi corazón, pero tejano está en mi corazón.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we were talking, Rose, you know, I attended the third annual the All-Star Awards here that they held here in San Antonio. My buddy Jesse Torres threw them together. Shout out to Jesse Torres if he's watching. And they had an amazing tribute to, God, I'm having a brain fart right here, to a female artist from New Mexico that you know had been doing this for years. Can you? I'm so sorry, Rose. I can't even remember her name right now.
Her name is Ernestine. I am totally
Romero.
a fan.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Yes. So, you know, Ernestine had, you know, she was breaking barriers. You know what I mean? She was out performing in West Texas, all through Texas. She's been performing, and, you know, she's not the only one. You know, we had Ernestine, and then a lot of people don't know, you know, because she calls San Antonio home. But Stephanie Montiel, I believe, you know, she's from New Mexico as well, right?
That is correct. She is from Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico. Saludos out there.
I love the way you say it. Albuquerque. How do you say it?
Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico.
Albuquerque. Jacking that all love. But no, man. If you guys are just joining us again, if you're tuning in on behalf of Rose, Elva, and the crew, welcome to the show. My name is Bumper Gomez. I'm an old retired United States Marine. You can see behind me some people always comment later, hey, is that the 1st Marine Division? Yes, it is. So I'm just a retired Marine, and I like to tell people, some people, some guys like to play golf, some people like going hunting, some people spend their money, I don't know, doing other things. This is my hobby. This is what I love to do. I love to get to know people, and I'm a fan of Tejano music, so why not bring and interview people that are I wouldn't say up and coming, Rose, because you've been in the onda for a while, you know?
I have. I've been doing this for quite a while. I started when I was 7 years old in church, playing and singing, and also doing music. And then throughout my teen years, I started playing in my older brother's band, and we would do quinceañeras and weddings and whatnot. And when I got into young adulthood, I started to compose and to write music, and I was still doing it for church, still composing, pero también al mismo tiempo I was composing other music. Y una hermana, I had, and she passed away from cancer, but she always told me, you know what, you got to keep at it. You write a lot of music, you got a lot of ideas, you got to put it out there. You got to put out your music out there. And she encouraged me to do that, as well as my brothers, which I'm going to introduce. They're a part of my band. They are the crew, which is Bill, Bill rhythm guitar, and I have Jimmy G on keyboards, and also on guitar, and also my brother Pete on bass guitar. And they also write, and they help me compose too. And we also have a good friend that helps us out, and drumming, Roger Seiss, and another good friend that did our leads on guitar that I want to shout out to is Bob Henry. Thank you so much. And with all of this being said, is having the family con nosotros it's a beautiful experience to share. The music. We grew up in the
almost
in the
all those
music.
guys are your brothers.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a question. Is Bill's real name Bill, or is it Guillermo?
It's Guillermo.
I knew it.
That's right.
If for those of you watching, if you're never been around a Latino family, if you ever hear a guy and his name is Bill Martinez or Bill Gonzalez, I can bet you about 95% of the time his name is Guillermo, but they just call him Bill for short. So shout out to Albert Cáceres, La Reina Promotions from Dallas, Texas. He's the one who reached out, and we were supposed to do, I think we were supposed to do this last month or a couple of months. Some stuff came up, but I'm just glad that we were able to put this together. I'm so glad that you broke the barrier. We have a female Tejano artist on the show, and get to share a little bit about what it is to be in a man's world, because that's the way I see it. Tejano music is a very much a man's world. I mean, besides La Reina, Selena, she really broke the barrier. But to me, I've said this before on shows before, and I'm not, please do not bash me, do not call me bad names. Selena is the queen. She's the queen of cumbia. She's the queen. You can call her the queen of Tejano music. But a real traditional fan of Tejano music wouldn't agree with you. That's my opinion. My opinion, the queen of Tejano music is Laura Canales. To me, she was the one that in the 80s, early 80s, gave all the men a run for her money. And she's not the only one, but she's just one that really, that I remember growing up, my mom and my dad liking Laura Canales. She was the queen of South Texas. You know what I mean? Everywhere she went, she was, she packed the house. So Shout out to Fabian Parra from Parra from the Homeboys. So Rose, you have a lot of artists watching. There's a lot of Tejano artists watching, which is good. I'm looking forward to you coming to San Antonio. How are the gigs for Rose, Elva, and the crew right now?
Right now, with all this pandemic, our state is barely reopening here July the 1st. So we are slowly but gradually getting some bookings. But we are working hard on our album to finish my very first album. I'm very happy and excited to do that. Ya mero estamos.
It's almost ready.
Yes.
Ready. Rose, lately the artists I've been interviewing, I think a lot of artists have gone to the singles. They release singles at a time, like the whole album thing. I mean, they work on it, but I don't know. I guess some release singles at a time. Some maybe do the whole album, and then they don't release the album all at one time. They release single at a time. So, that's new. It's new, but it's not new. If that makes any sense with the way the world is and phones and the way all the digital platforms with all the different types of where you can get your music from. You know what I mean? It's very different than Mas Antes. You know what I mean? We used to go to Walmart, Kmart, all the music stores and buy CDs, and that's how we listen to our music. But now. That's not how it's done. It's Spotify, it's Apple Music, it's the Play Store. Like everybody has a digital platform, I just noticed that people just releasing singles at a time versus a whole album. What are your plans, Rose, Elva, and the crew? What are the plans? Are the plans to release the album in its entirety, or are you going to do single at a time? Because I know you got a single. Malo's already. That's a single from this album?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's our recent single called Malo. It's a merengue, salsa, Tejano, very moving song.
Hey, she did say that, guys. Merengue, salsa, and Tejano all in one song. If you listen to it, she's not exaggerating. It's all in there, I promise.
Yes, I wrote that song in 2018. It was a life experience. I write. We all write. Mothers and me, we write about life experiences that happen to us and or things that are happening around us. And I composed this song and I wrote it, and with the help of my brothers, they put it together. And I told them, I want it to be very moving. I want it to be a danceable song, and they started to help me compose it. And I had the melody, and I just sang it to them, and they're like, okay, we could work with this. And they started helping me out and arranging it. And that's the beauty of family. I could call them up at any time of the hour, and I'm all like, hey, I have an idea. I know it's too early, but
Rose,
let me know.
Not to cut you off, but so when you write a song, do you write the words, and do you do the melody too, or is that where you call? It's like, hey man, I came up with these words. Help me write this melody. Help me put this, the music part to it. How does that work for you guys?
I on the ones that I have came up with, that I have written, these past singles that I've come up with the melody. I start playing my keyboard, and I just the keyboards and putting in drum tracks and whatnot, and just seeing what goes with it, and getting the melody line. And then from there, I start writing all the words that I want to put into the song. And then from there, I take it to the brothers, and they organize it and put their talents in.
Touches on
right? Correct.
Yeah. I talked about last week. I talked about it on the show. I got invited to go to the studio. My very first time that somebody, one of my friends who's an artist, invited me and said, "Dude, come check it out." And they weren't even doing like one of his songs. He was just doing a drum set for somebody else. And I just found it amazing, like I really left there like, okay, you know what? Musicians do deserve the money they make. Like, excuse my language, but it's a pain in the ass to record music in a studio and then have the product that we listen to, that we automatically just like, okay, this is the finished product. But to get us the finished product, it really takes a lot of work. Like, I mean, every musician is a master of his craft. And I told it was Joey Jams from Grupo Macizo, the drummer, and he's like, oh, I gotta go back, I gotta fix this, and he would go and fix it, and he'd come back. I said, man, I didn't hear a damn difference in none of what you did, but they can hear it. So that's why I was interested in how you guys put the music together. Rose, how old were you when you first, somebody put a microphone in your hand and said, hey, go for it?
I was 3 years old because I grew up, all of my family's musicians. My father used to get the guitar and start singing. My mother used to sing, and my aunt used to play the accordion. And so they all used to sing corridos, or they used to sing rancheritas together and do family reunions and parties and whatnot. And then after that, my father got my older brother, Eloy, into music, and he got him to play the bass guitar. And then after that, we got into the music. He's very one that got me involved in music, because he also bought me my first keyboard, and I still have it to this day. It's a Casio keyboard, and I love that thing. I still have it. And and he introduced me to it. Yes. That's for funny. Talent shows, I was always in talent shows growing up, and I would take my little keyboard and do my little rhythms and just do all kinds of songs, and I would win the shows.
Rose, was your first language English or Spanish?
My first language is Espanol.
Okay,
Espanol.
It's cool, and you know what? I want to give the viewers like this is something that I learned while I was there visiting, New Mexico. You know that yes, the name Nuevo Mexico, Mexico. So you automatically assume that it's that the people there all are from Mexican descent, and it's really there. I think Albuquerque has a huge actual Spain or Spanish. See, Miss Rose, I do a little. See, I did a little investigation. So no, there's a lot of people from Spain. Like if they go back, they're not. Yes, we're all descendants of Spain in some sort, but actual people from Spain came, to New Mexico, not through the way most of us others are here. But in the culture, I love it because you guys, in a sense, you really hold your own culture as well. Like we here at Tejanos, we have our music and we have our food, and you guys, yes, it's Tejano music. Yes, it bleeds over, but like food-wise, like we were talking about the green chilies, the roasted green chilies. Like right. Anybody from New Mexico, that is like, yo, you gotta have that with green chilies, bro. I don't want a hamburger with green. You gotta try it with green chilies, man. You gotta try it. So, yes, you do. It is. I mean, and I tried it. It's good stuff. And that's really, a big part of what I wanted to talk to you about. I think it's just cool that you're from New Mexico, man. You're from New Mexico, and you enjoy singing the music that we grew up with, because it's the same music that you grew up with, That's right. How were you impacted? This is a question that I did think about asking you. Okay. How were you impacted when the whole Selena thing went down? When she was taken from her fans and taken from the music industry, how did you take it personally?
That day, I was truly sad because I am a big fan of hers, and that day it's like they took something away from the music, not only Tejano, but all kinds of music, because it went on other levels for music and throughout the world and internationally. it's I just felt so sad, that a big star, that we were really gonna miss, and we still do, because she was a big influence on myself growing up, with her music and whatnot. I got to see her. I got to see her live in a concert. I'm so
In New
happy.
Mexico?
Yes, Mexico. I got to see her, and I was so happy and to see her. And I was in the front, and I was just so amazed and just blown away with all her talent and her beautiful voice and her dancing moves and everything. I remember it till this day. And that's a beautiful experience that I hold in my heart. That memory of her, that I got to go see her actually twice, here in Mexico. She came.
That's I got to see her I think 3 times. I'm from a small town called Beeville. It's north of Corpus Christi, south of San Antonio, kind of halfway, not halfway, but it's probably the biggest community between San Antonio and Corpus. But yeah, and here's my thing, Rose. Like, my argument is that a lot of people say that when she left the world, that our music, that was the start of the decline. It was the start of the decline of the music. And so I don't know, it's very, very weird that people thought that. I didn't think that. I didn't think that our music has died. I just think that, what's a way to put it? People are saying they're hearing me static. Let's see. I want to make sure that I fixed it. Can I get a thumbs up or something if you guys can hear me clearly? Give me I can hear you clearly in the comments would work. I got people texting me, Rose, and they say like, "Hey, I hear static when you're talking." So I want to make sure that people can hear us. But I'm really glad that we have female Tejano artists. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you feel that you picking up that torch and going with it, or what's your take on it?
I think that Tejano's much alive. Estoy aquí, soy de Nuevo México, and se oye Tejano aquí. So it's beating, está beating aquí en el corazón. So it's much alive. Y as far as the torch, de su parte de ella, she will always be Selena. No hay nadie que reemplazca a ella. She's Selena. Pero al brindar con todo el corazón that we do our music, y con todo el corazón que escribimos, and that we give to the public, to the fans, we're giving ourselves, a taste of ourselves to Tejano, what we are about, porque con Selena, como te digo, ella es número uno. Ella siempre es, soy una fanática de ella. I will always be a fan of hers. Y no hay nadie que reemplazca a ella. There's nobody that will replace her. Pero estamos aquí, nosotros haciendo lo posible, para seguir adelante y seguir con Tejano en nuestro corazón y seguir adelante para todo el público.
Okay, yeah, that's a great answer. That's an absolute great answer. I want the people to know that, though, that you're doing something that a lot of people don't. How do I put it? There's not a lot of you. Like literally, I mean, when you compare female Tejano artists to male Tejano artists, the numbers are way different. So you have a lot to carry. Your pack is pretty heavy. That's the way I like to put it. Your pack is pretty heavy. So, with that being said, where have you played? I mean, lately, have you been on stage since COVID? Have you not? What's going on with the crew?
with because of the COVID y todo, the pandemic, we have taken it slow. We have not played yet. We are going to start, but we've been recording all this time through this process. We've been recording in the studio, getting our album finished, getting these singles out, and I've been writing more and composing more. Y ya estamos listos. Cuando we're done with this album, we're going to the next one because we have a lot more music to come.
That's cool. Have you what's the most southernest or what's the furthest east you've played in Texas?
Hemos tocado in Lubbock, in Lubbock, Texas, because it is close to where I'm originally from southeast New Mexico. Y so no es tantas horas from there. It's only about 3 hours from Lubbock.
Only. You know, for us Texans, you know, when we say, oh, it's only 3 hours, like you know, in some states you cross the whole state and some if you drive 3 hours, you know. So, but we're used to that, you know. Down here in Texas, you know, we go by how many hours it is, not how many miles it is, for sure. Excuse me. But Rose, what about you? Are you married? Are you single? You got children? You know, if we go to see Miss Rose on the stage, is she? You know, I don't know. I look at ladies differently when they're married, even though I'm married. I'm just saying, you know. Are you single, married, family?
Sabes, I'm gonna share. Not too many people know. The one in my model in Solo Mis Sueños, my video, Solo Mis Sueños, it's on YouTube, she's my daughter. And she does my makeup and everything. And
Wow.
Yeah, she's my model, and she comes out on you know, the first video that we did, she was on there, and she'll continue to do so con el favor de Dios in the next ones. Pero sí, is, you know, my oldest daughter. I have another daughter that she's younger, but she's a little bit more shyer. But they both les gusta la música, and they both can sing, and they both can play and piano, and they also can do folklorico dancing. And so, but yeah, to share that insight on this Wacky Wednesday, yeah, my daughter, you know, she was my model on Solo Mis Sueños, on our first video.
The people are still saying that I'm coming in static, so I'm just doing whatever I can as I'm carrying on the conversation. So forgive me, Rose. I'm not ignoring you. I'm listening to you. So, no, I think I don't know. I look at. I always assume that when I see it, and in Tejano it's big. If you see a female artist, the husband's in the band somewhere. You know, he's there in the background. You know, the Selena Chris thing. You know, Elida and Lalo, Stephanie and Gabriel. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It just, that's what happens. You know what I mean? You know, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, you know, you guys are normal people, and that's what I really love about talking to artists, is that, you know, I really want people to get to know that you guys are just normal people. You know what I mean? Your love for your music is unmatched, and you know, I enjoy watching female Tejano artists, and to the people watching, and not in that way. You know, because there's some people like, oh, I'm gonna go to this Janet Jackson concert, or I'm gonna go to this J-Lo concert. I mean, if a guy says I'm going to a J-Lo concert, Miss Rose, you know, they're not going because they just love J-Lo's music. You know what I mean? So you know, I get that. It's Wacky Wednesday, Rose. We talk about stuff like that. No, definitely just something very, very different. Seeing a female, I love it. I mean, I love the passion that they put into the music. And I've yet to see you perform live. Okay, I've yet to see Miss Rose perform live, but I'm pretty sure that you put on a great show. Do you get nervous?
I get more emotional depending on the songs, especially if it is a
emotional.
song. Yes, if it's una canción como la canción today, like the new single Malo. I mean, híjole, I was so sad when I wrote that song. So yeah, eso, I. Pero sí, the emotion comes out y hay veces que sí, hay veces que quiero llorar, con ciertas canciones that we do, and that the emotion comes out. So del corazón.
No. Do you dibble dabble in English?
Like dibble dabble, como an accent.
Man,
An accent.
I thought you would understand dibble dabble. Like dibble dabble is Bumper's way of saying, like, do you mess around with English music?
Sí, yes. As a matter of fact, I have written and I have composed, and my brothers too, they compose. We have some country music también that we are working on, también con el favor de Dios. So yes, I también cantamos inglés. We do a lot of English también.
That's and how do I put this? Did you sing in church? Did you grow up singing in church or anything like that?
That's right. I did. I grew up singing in church, los corritos. I grew up singing los Bernales. Sí, sabes quién son los Bernales y todo. Yeah. Exactly.
And they ended up being on the religious side of music.
Exactly.
And they kept the same style, but they just sang about the Lord.
That's right. Yes,
Yep,
mis
legends.
papás loved them, and so I grew up hearing their music and cantando corritos de ellos and at church y todo. So yes, definitely I grew up singing at church and también singing for family reunions and weddings and whatnot. And también porque mi hermano mayor Eloy, he was in a tropical band y allí tocaban tropical y todo eso. So he influenced me a lot.
Salsa merengue, little mesh comes from then his side of yeah. Man, people are saying I have a bad ground somewhere. Hey, I'm gonna switch microphones. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch microphones. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Sounds good.
We're gonna move. Oh.
While you're doing that, I'm going to shout out to La Reina Promotions. Gracias, Albert Cázares. Gracias, amigo, for everything that you do for Rosalba and the crew. Gracias de todo corazón, amigo. Te queremos mucho. Besitos.
All the way in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas, sí. Y voy a ir a visitarlo. I'm going to go visit him. So con el favor de Dios, I will be there to visit my amigo.
There you go. Hey, if you guys are gonna comment, I just want to let you know that my stuff is all the way on the other side of the room. So hey, I'm stuck here. I'm gonna shoot from the hip. That's what I like to say. Hopefully it sounds better. I'm gonna have to check my stuff. I don't know. It might be the microphone. I don't know what the heck's going on, but hopefully we sound a little bit better. So Mario, if you're watching, send me a text message and let me know that the static went away. Rose, does your mom, are your mom and dad, are they behind you 100%?
Estaban 100%. Los perdí a few years ago. One of them, my mom passed away from a heart attack, and my father passed away from diabetes. But they're within me, en el corazón. Los traigo conmigo y siempre están conmigo.
That's, I mean, that's it. You could probably hear that in all your music and the way you sing. It was Malo, and then the other song that you had that came out, was it in 2018? What's the name of the other song? I had it right on the tip of my tongue here. Hold on. What was your other single before Malo?
It was I have Solo Mis Sueños.
Solo en Mis Sueños. That one.
Solo Mis
I like that
Sueños.
one. I like that song. I like
Thank
that song.
you.
I like that song. It's very Tejano-y.
Thank you. I wrote that song. I was thinking, at the time estaba mirando pues, con amigas una novela y estaba pensando pues how can we talk to a guy but y lo quieres mucho but you are so shy to talk to that guy so I started coming up with words and I'm like híjole solo en mis sueños I could talk to this guy and let him know that I really like him y todo y ya empezó the melody empecé a hacer the melody and give it to the brothers and we started to form Solo Mis Sueños that song only my dreams
only
like
in
you.
your dreams only
right.
in your dreams Miss Rose what do you do when you're not Rose Elva and the crew? What have you been doing like what did you do before you're a singer or what do you do now? What's your profession?
I am a former first grade teacher y también tutor y
Wow.
now I am my bachelor's in communications, which is speech pathology. So en eso me voy a recibir pretty soon, con el favor de Dios, doing speech. Y me gustó mucho and working with the little ones and with adults también. So I plan to do that también.
I really like to see that you guys are like other people. For you to say you're a teacher, like that just gave me the chills. Like, oh crap! Like man, okay, I can see you being a teacher. And how many years were you a teacher for?
When I first started, empecé. I was in high school. I empecé in teaching high school. Wait!
I gotta stop you right there. How old were you when you were teaching high school?
I was young. I was in my early 20s.
Wait a minute! I gotta stop you. So you were 20 years old teaching high school.
Sí.
Man, I hope your daughter's not watching. Man, where were these teachers when I was in school? Like, we didn't have no 20-year-old high school teachers, man. My kids, they're going to high school. I'd go to the school, and it's like, that teacher can't be older than you. Oh, yeah, Dad, that's our biology teacher. She's like 25, 24. And I'm like, what? My teachers are like 60. So, Miss Rose, that being said, I'm sure you had a lot of students that showed up to your class every day. They weren't going to be absent. They were
good alumnos, I can't complain. They were good students, and until this day, I see some of them, they have become officers, doctors, and nurses, and I'm so proud of them, and it's so awesome when they come up to you, hey, I know you were my teacher, and yes, and I ask them, what are you doing now? Oh, I got my bachelor's, or I'm doing this now, and I'm an officer, I'm a nurse. It's just awesome, to see them grow like that. It's just amazing.
Man, I got Junebug on here, Junebug Gonzalez, and he's like, I think it's your voice that has the static. Man, hater, still static. I don't know. I must have a bad ground somewhere. I don't know what the heck's going on. So, Miss Rose, please forgive me. I'm sure people can understand me because people are still commenting. So I'm sure they can understand me underneath this static that I have going on. But what else? What else? I was gonna ask you some other stuff. Yeah, here we go. So when you go on tour, or are you looking to go on tour, or I mean, is it hard because all your brothers probably they probably have regular jobs, the crew. do you guys, if a tour was to come and fall on your lap, you guys, you think you could take it, or how would you roll with that?
I think that we would take it, pero we would have all, we would have to work all together, porque, they have their careers, unos trabajan in, and others are doing también, other stuff like us and whatnot, just like I am. So we would have to get together and we have to plan it all out and say, hey, when are you available or whatnot? Y pues así, trabajar así, y nos vamos.
The more musicians that I get to know and speak, a lot of them have regular jobs, and they let their people know, like, hey, you know what, I sing, and so me singing, I might have to leave on a Thursday afternoon, or you know what I mean. And most people, of course they'd have to, or if not, they wouldn't have a job. But they agree to it, like, hey, I'm a musician, but when I'm not being a musician, I'm here to work, giving you 100%. But when I gotta go, I gotta go. So, Rose, what do you want for Rose, Elva, and the crew? Like, where do you, being optimistic, where do you see yourself in 6 months to a year from now?
I see myself performing with the crew y haciendo otro album, favor de Dios, and just continue to push it and just continue to work hard and just keep on writing and composing, porque la música, I really, really love la música de todo corazón. It's in me, it's in my blood, y también los hermanos, they love it too, y pues trabajar juntos, that's the beauty of family, trabajar juntos y echarle ganas, seguir adelante con la música.
That. And Rose, so if you, I love to ask this question. In your years of playing, you're working on your album. An album's 12 songs, 13 songs.
Right.
If you're to play a whole set or set and a half, do you play a lot of covers?
We have some covers, sí, y tenemos all original, porque como te digo, some of my brothers también escriben, they compose, and so they have a lot of material that they will help me out and take over. They go out there and también they sing. No nomás yo canto, también the crew también canta. Some of these harmonies, some of these harmonies que oyes, on some of these singles, they're the crew, son mis hermanos que están cantando, and because they also sing también. And
so they can give you a break every now and then.
Oh yeah, yes, that's definitely.
Cool.
Trabajamos juntos.
That's
together,
cool, man. Rose, if you have a new fan watching, somebody who just stumbled across Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, and they say, well, who the heck is Rose, Elva, and the crew? What would you say to them? And now's your chance to come out. Other, like I told you, when you do a radio station, you got 100 commercials, and then you get to talk, and it's like, Rose, Elva, what's the new single? When's your new album coming out? You know what I mean? Now's your chance. You got the floor is yours. If somebody stumbled across Rose Elva today, right now on Wacky Wednesday, what would you like them to know about who you are, the band, or whatever? Whatever you'd want to say to them.
I would say that we are very humble. I come from a small town, and now, I'm from Albuquerque now. We're a family-based band. Y nos gusta mucho la música. I love to compose. I love to write. De todo corazón. I like to sing my heart out. Y también mis hermanos también. We all like the music, and escribimos, everything that is based on real life things that have happened to us, or people around us, our loved ones, or friends or whatnot, and we start writing and just composing and doing the melody and just very humble. If you see me, I'll say hi. I'm very humble. I'm a little bit shy, but pero sí, pero me gusta la música. I also could be loquita too.
So you,
I like
I
that
mean,
much.
being shy and being an artist. I mean, I don't know if that could go together. Rose, being shy and being an artist definitely would be a hard thing to put together. I think what you're doing and where you're at in your career is cool because you can only you haven't peaked. You've been you and your brothers have been grinding for years trying to make this happen, and I know damn sure that COVID didn't help. It didn't help. Whatsoever. But now that COVID's kind of dying down, and the bailes are coming back, the concerts are coming back. I mean, I'm here in San Antonio. Fiesta is booming, and it is just an awesome. It is just a awesome feeling to see the bands and the crowd react to them, because it's like a year ago today we wouldn't have thought that we'd be doing this. You know what I mean? And
right.
and it's just a good feeling to know that our culture is kicking, it's alive, and they're thriving, and they're asking for the music. So that's a good thing for you guys. It's a great thing for artists. And I really hope that we get to see Rose Elva down here in South Texas. So your promotion company, La Reina Promotion Company.
La Reina Promotion.
Hey,
Ándale.
you need to get working. We want to hear Miss Rose down here in San Antonio or in the vicinity. If you're within 120 miles of me, I can promise that I'm gonna go pay some money to go see you. That's just because that's the way. Okay. Oh, look, perfect. Thank you so much, Albert. Rose Elva will be at Fanfare in San Antonio in March of next year.
That's right.
Man, you got my hopes up, man. I saw Fanfare. I'm like, hell yeah, that's in a month. But the Fanfare for 2022, which is traditionally in March. But they're gonna throw one together the way they did Fiesta. They're gonna throw one together in July. So that's coming. And like I said, it's just great to see that there's people out and they're enjoying the music, enjoying our culture. And that's what I'm really big on that, Rose. You hear me say that word so many times, culture. I'm really big on our Tejano, our Chicano, our Mexicano culture. I don't want it to ever get overlooked. I don't want ever our music to be put on a shelf and collecting dust. Our kids need to listen to it. Just the same way your parents had you listening to music and you grew a love for music, and now you're a Tejano artist. We need to keep it alive. However that is, however we can do it, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to shove our music down the kids nowadays' throat. That's for sure. They live in a totally different time. But seeing you, a female singing, it gives, girls who are singing at church, you know what I mean? Like hope, like, hey, that could be me one day. I can get on stage. So, I want to thank you, one, for never giving up on your dreams, and you know what I'm saying, being able to be an artist, and and one, to be with your family. I mean, that doesn't get any better than that. Be with your brothers and be with your family and be able to perform. So, I'm hoping again that I get to see you before March of next year. So Albert, get on it, man. We got to get her down here to South Texas, Corpus Christi, somewhere, the Bayuco. We got to get you. We got to get you down here, Miss Rose. But Rose,
Awesome.
what would you say? I'll put you in a corner here because it's Wacky Wednesday.
Okay.
What would you say to a 16-year-old girl who has aspiring dreams? Maybe not just to be a singer, because that's too easy. You're a singer, or you know what I mean? You're an artist. What would you say to a 16-year-old, a 15, 16, 17-year-old girl now who just has dreams of living, of leaving the ranchito that she grew up to love and moving on and doing the bigger, better things? What would be the Rose Elva, the Tejano artist, Rose Elva, the first grade teacher, Rose Elva, the high school teacher, all that combined, what would be your answer?
I would say, don't give up on your dreams. Te ganas, porque las mujeres somos número uno. Y échale muchas ganas y, conquer your dreams, never stop. Le diría, no nomás puedes hacer una artista, pero puedes hacer una doctora, una enfermera, un policía, puedes hacer muchas cosas, a lawyer, the sky's the limit, and just be true to yourself, be yourself, y puedes hacer todo lo que tú te propongas, all of your dreams come true, nomás con que seas tú misma, nobody else, pero tú misma, and share that para todos, a toda la gente.
Dang. Okay. I would be hitting the clap button over there if I was close to my board, but I'm not, Rose. That's an awesome answer. I'm hoping that people are watching and they can see that that they're out there, that there's females out there and they're doing what they love and what they see. So again, my show is more about just, walk in life, you know what I mean? It just so happens that you're a Tejano artist, but look at you. You were a teacher, you're a high school teacher, a first grade teacher. So, you know what I mean? That says a lot about who you are. And I think tonight people get they got to see who Rose is, like, besides the artist. So if you haven't done this, I want you to do this before we get off the show, or even when we get off the show, make sure you do it. If you got an iPhone, you need to go to Rose Elva, look her up, and just Rose Elva and the crew, they'll come up. I think she has like how many singles you got on there? You got two singles, right? Ella and you got Malo, Ella, and Solo en mis sueños. Am I correct?
Yes, Malo, Ella, Solo mis sueños, and then I have Dile, also the very first song that I ever had written, and the very first one that I recorded también, which was Dile. I wrote that song back in my younger years. Estaba enamorada de un y le dije a una amiga, I would tell her, can you tell this guy, for me, that I really like him, que lo quiero, dile que lo quiero, dile que lo amo, y pues sin sus besos pues no puedo vivir, y bueno, empecé a escribir esa canción.
That's how lyrics are formed, right there. That's how women sing with passion, because of all the pain that men put them through.
That's right. And Malo is that way. Malo, para todos los malos out there. Bueno, hay unas malas también, pero para todos los malos, that song is for you guys.
That's so do me that favor. If you're a Wacky Wednesday fan, you tune in week and week out. Go to iTunes, go to the Google Play Store, or whatever I'm not an Android person, so whatever the music part is on Android, go to YouTube. Look at her new video. The model in there is her daughter. The model in there is her daughter. Rose, one more time before we call it a night here. I wanna open the floor to you. I mean, is there anything that you wish that we would have said tonight, or I would have brought up? We did mention your brothers and that it is a family affair, but
right.
We want to see you on the road. We want to see so those of you that are looking for it for I don't want to call you an up and coming artist. I don't think you fit that label. I think you've been grinding for a while. You want to see a seasoned female Tejano artist. hit her up. Hit up Miss Rose. Matter of fact, let me walk over here and give you the booking information. Hold on.
Thank you.
There we are. I'm back on this one over here, Miss Rose. So maybe the static went away. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. We're just having, when something can go wrong, everything goes wrong. You know how that goes.
I know how that is. Yeah, that's right. I want to shout out to Jimmy J Music Studio in Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico. We for an awesome job. We've been recording at his studio. Also, I want to shout out también to Gomez Productions, Sal and Octavia. Thank you so much. They produced our videos that we have out, Solo Mis Sueños and Malo. Check them out. They're on our official YouTube channel, Rosalba and the Crew. And then we have an official fan page on Facebook that you guys can check out. And también we're on Twitter. También tenemos Snapchat. And we also have también... what is it? A TikTok now. That's a lot of fun. So I want to start doing
Does your daughter have you doing TikToks?
You know what? She does a lot of TikTok. So she's been a big influencer on me on that. And I'm going to start to grabar and record all the travesuras that I do to the brothers.
That's good. That's good, Rose. Before we get off tonight, I want to push that. Like, use social media. Social media is a huge for music. I mean, it's just another form, and it's free. You ain't gotta pay nobody. You know what I mean? It's free. So definitely have your daughter get you started on the TikToks. I'll watch. I'll follow you once I know your handle, your username. I don't know, whatever they call it. We'll definitely look you up and follow you, and we look forward to seeing all the little pranks and stuff that you do on your brothers. Maybe when you guys do a little gig, on the road or something, you'll be able to share that.
That's right.
But Rose, I want to thank you. You know what I'm saying? I really want to thank you. I know we kind of did this on the fly. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
But you're like, you're very you're very relaxed person. You know what I mean? You're not like, I thought you were gonna be like, yes, no, yeah. No, because some people they're like that. Some people they're, you know what I mean? They're very yes no people, and you know what I mean. You can't get them out of that shell. But I'm glad that you got to relax a little bit and be a little wacky on Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. And again, if I'm coming in staticky, I'm so sorry. This is live. It's not recorded. I can't fix anything. You get what you get. You know what I mean? But I think people they can't understand me. Maybe the static is probably just in and out. No, it's not my shoes. Check. You see what I gotta go through there. Somebody put, it's your Tom's causing the static, because I want to pick up my shoe here for so people make fun of me because I wear these shoes like ninja karate shoes. I don't know what you want to call them, but they're comfortable. They're like my favorite shoes to wear. I got like all the colors, and people just love to give me a hard time about them, and I'm not gonna let them do that. You know what I mean? So Rose, thank you so much for hanging out with us all the way, from New Mexico. I look forward to seeing you on the road. I wish you nothing but positive vibes and good fortune. And like I said, I cannot wait to see you. And when you see me, you better give me a like, hey, I know that guy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, because I'm definitely going to make myself known, like, hey, I know her. She was on my show. Like, that's Rose. You know what I mean? That's me. That's the way I am. But Rose, again, thank you so much for just, being yourself and hanging out with us for a little bit and getting the Tejano, because if you don't know, I cross-posted Tejano Nation. So this also comes out on the Tejano Nation Facebook page live as well.
Awesome.
So
Thank
shout
you.
out to Romeo and all the people there at TejanoNation.net.
That's right.
So you know you're going to be on there as well. And again, I'll
Awesome.
share this on my YouTube channel, and I'll get you the link, and you can share it wherever you'd like. Those of you that are tuning in for the first time, my YouTube channel, it's real easy. It's Bumper Gomez, like the bumper of a car. It's I know it's silly, but that's my name, Bumper Gomez. Look it up on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. You'll find many interviews like you just saw tonight. This one will be on there tonight or early morning. Just depends on when I get to it. But Rose, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with us this evening. I know you could be enjoying the beautiful sunset that Albuquerque gives every single night, but you're here looking at a weird guy in a studio in San Antonio, Texas. So,
No, thank you so much. Before I go, I wanted to give you a glimpse of una canción escrita por mi hermano Pete, and composed by all of us, Jimmy and myself, Roselva.
yeah, heck yeah.
It's gonna be in the album. Pero te voy a dar una probadita, again,
Little
is
bit, little bit.
it's Wacky Wednesday, ¿verdad? Y and it's called Mi Caída, and I love this song. It's written by Peachy, and I helped him co-write the bridge, but I really, when he showed me this song, it's just like, I was like so amazed and so blown away because, the wording, oh my gosh, it's like, wow, did you write this song for me? Pero te voy a dar una probadita y aquí va.
Let's do
Por
it.
andar envuelto en tus aventuras, no le hiciste caso a mi querer, pero sentirte entre mis brazos será mi caída, será mi obsesión. Sin embargo, si ha sido difícil seguir adelante y aceptar la realidad, me destroza que tú ya no me procuras. Claramente, así será mejor. Te desgracias entre tus preferencias, muy contento viéndome sufrir. Me devora el odio incomparable, pero ¿qué te importa lo que sucede aquí? Te gusta mantener tus pretenidos, mientras yo sin debilidad. Estuve reteniendo lo que siento, pero ya intento a renunciar a tu poco amor. I just wanted to give you a glimpse.
Wow, that was beautiful, dude. I'm telling you right now, if you guys have not checked her out, you need to go check out Miss Rose. Go on YouTube, look up her videos. Right, Rose, Elva, and the crew. Go to iTunes, go to your music store, wherever you get your music. Go on Spotify, whatever. Look up Rose, Elva, and the crew, and check out her singles. They're bumping. I'm telling you right now. She has a beautiful voice. You can hear the passion in every one of her songs, and that's what I enjoy the most. I enjoy that we can hear the actual. Sometimes when people sing, it's like, I hear you. I can hear you. It's a song, but on all the 3 songs that I've heard you sing, there is a very much bit. Listen to me. There is a lot of passion in those songs. So again, Rose, thank you so much for being a guest on Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you on the road. I look forward to seeing you at the Tejano Fan Fair in 2022. It's probably better, Rose, that you come in 2022 and not in July, because the people coming in July are going to melt. Just put it out there.
Oh my goodness.
They're going to melt out here for sure. But again, thank you so much. Thank you to La Reina Promotions, to Albert Cáceres. Thank you so much, man. I look forward to working with you in the near future. And Rose, one more thing. Please thank your daughter for allowing you to use her laptop so we
That's
could
right.
conduct this interview.
Yes.
So, again, Rose, thank you so much to the viewers. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Wacky Wednesday is on. We might not have a Wacky Wednesday next Wednesday because it is my beautiful wife's birthday, and I don't think that I should, do that. And you know what I'm saying. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you for tuning in, Miss Rose. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please take
Thank
care of
you,
New
Rose.
Mexico. Keep it beautiful, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. You guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
That's it.
Later.